So just please hold 1 second here. There we go. All right. Good morning, you guys. Happy Wednesday. We have a really fun workout today. It is a big old cardio circuit that we're going to do. So we're going to start off with a little bit of core and balance work after we do a warm-up, of course. And then we have, like I said, a big old cardio circuit that we're going to do. It's essentially 6 exercises that we're going to do together in one big circuit. Typically, we've done them broken up into like 2 or 3 circuits. And then at the end of the workout today, we are finishing off with a nice active hamstring focused stretch. So for equipment today, I'm wearing shoes because some of this stuff is going to be high impact. We're going to be jumping around. If you choose to do the high impact version, of course, I will have low impact version for you guys too. I have my 8-pound dumbbells and my loop bands kind of hiding down there. You cannot see them. I will be incorporating them in to give you guys options, but not quite yet for the warm up because we don't need anything, just our body. We're going to start off coming to the end of the mat and go into our infamous walkout, step in, open. So you guys can start off with walking out into this plank, stepping that foot as close as you can towards that hand, opening up all the way, trying to look up to the ceiling above you, switching sides. And then we will walk back up to the top. And when you get up here, you reach your arms over your head. We'll extend them over to one side, over to the other side, and then we'll center and go back down and do this again. 4 more times to make it 5 total. So let's do this. So straight legs but soft knees. We're getting a bit of that stretch through the back of the legs. And then seeing if we can step in a little bit closer as we go through each of our reps. And then we'll walk up, take in our sweet time, bending over to one side, to the other, and then going back down, doing 3 more of these. Make sure everything is set up here. I don't know why that is happening. Yes, it is good. Okay, good job, you guys. So we'll go through 5 of those total. A couple more to go through. Take your time with them. These ones aren't meant to be done fast. Again, trying to see if you can get a little bit more comfortable, a little looser in those as you go through them. So once you are done, 5 times total through that one, you can stand up to the top. After you've done that last little bend to each side, we'll get ourselves into a squat stance. We're going to sit ourselves down into a squat and try to grab as close to our ankles as we can. Straighten the legs, bend the legs, and then we'll stand and send those arms above our head. So that was 1, and we're doing 10. So I'm grabbing the front of my shins here because that is as low as I feel comfortable with or uncomfortable with right now. As I go through my reps, I might be able to grab closer to the feet, the floor, the ankles themselves. And maybe if you aren't that comfortable, if you have sensitive knees, or maybe it's just too early to sit that low yet, you can just put your hands on your knees rather than even sitting all the way down there. So we'll go through 10 of these total, and we should be getting a nice active stretch through the hamstrings. Don't spend too long down there. Just feel it, leave it, and then stand up to the top. 10 of them. Do it. Okay, so we're headed back down onto the floor, and I'm actually going to angle this camera down a little bit. So hands in the knees. I'm going to actually face you guys forward here so you can see what's going on. But we want to be on our hands and knees, shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips stacked over the knees. We're extending out one leg. So now this leg is straight, and I'm already starting to feel a little bit of a stretch through this inner thigh. Then I'm going to take this hand and reach it through, and then exhale and open up towards that straightened leg. So there should not be any pain. What this one is doing is a whole lot of stuff. We're getting a nice opening through our mid-back and our lower back, but also through our hips and our adductors, the inner thighs on this straight leg, especially on the way down there. Should not be painful though. So if you are feeling pain, make that not happen. Maybe ease off the stretch a little bit. Don't reach in so far. If your kneecap is not happy like mine, maybe double up your mat, and we'll do 10 of these per side. Sorry, I should have said that first. And you're not counting. Do a couple more and then we'll switch and do the same thing on the other side. So then what you'll do is just switch your legs, extend the other leg, take that other hand and then reach it through. And try to follow the hand with the eyes, which just helps us promote to open up our chest and maybe get a little bit more open. So we'll go through 10 and 10. Ooh. So nice stretching through the adductors, the back, all over the place. Okay, so standing back up to the top. We have 2 more, and then we are going to be headed back down there for a little something. So next one we're going through is going to be a hip hinge. So we're going to get you guys going above our head with our arms, sticking our arms straight above our head. We want a more narrow stance with our feet, soft knees, and then we're going to stick our hips back, and we should never see our hands because they're staying extended above our head. And if they start to drop, then I'll see them with my eyes, and I know I have to reach them up above my head a little bit more. So we're going through this hip hinge, trying to really show our body what we want it to do, sending our hips back, trying to keep the knees soft, and we're just moving through the hips. So hips back, hips forward. We'll go through 10 reps total. So we're doing this one right now to prepare our body for our single leg deadlifts, which is one that we're going to be starting with, which is all about the balance, which is a single leg version of what you guys are doing right here, which is this hip hinge. So we really want to lock this in and make sure that we are moving through just hips, not rounding through our back, or like we talked about last week with the kicking of the leg and all that. Yes. Okay, so we'll go through 10. And then we're going to start off our first set of these single leg deadlifts. So we're going to go through 3 sets of 10 reps per side, single leg deadlifts. Standing up here, all about the balance. We're going to talk about these. And then we're going down onto the floor between each set of these single leg deadlifts to do bird dogs down there. So the goal for both of these is essentially balance. You're going to get some sneaky core work in here, especially if you think about it, more specifically down in the bird dogs. But balance is the goal. We're going to try to do both of these exercises with our eyes closed today. Now, this is something that we have been incorporating in, which really does make things interesting, way harder, and it's very unsuspecting. So we're going to try this. So I want you guys to first off start off standing on one leg. So I'm going to stand on my left leg, soften out that knee, and I'm standing on a straight leg. And then we're going to start with just eyes open, doing a hip hinge. So hips back, hips forward. Once you've found your balance and found your technique here, pushing the hips back, pulling them forward, you do about 2 or 3 reps. Then I want you guys to see if you can, first off, just stand up here with your eyes closed. And then once you have that positioning, eyes are shut, we're a little shaky up here, but we are balancing, you can slowly and eventually see how you feel going down through that hip hinge. Now, if you are someone that balance is not your forte and you struggle with balance with your eyes open, let alone with them closed, what I would highly suggest you do is position yourself close to something, whether it's a wall, a chair, a bench, whatever it is, so that way if you need to, you can grab onto it and you don't go down and fall down because you're trying to balance and your eyes are closed. Safety is the most important thing here. So if you feel unsafe doing this, then make yourself feel safe, whether it's a light graze with the hand, eyes closed, and you want to try and see if you can do it, just reminding yourself that that wall is there. So we'll try to do this on both sides, 10 and 10. If you really cannot do this with your eyes closed, open them up and see if you can get this balance going on. And we're trying to go for consecutive reps where we do not touch our foot down on the floor. So like I said, easier said than done. This one is actually way harder than it looks. With this one, we are going down to the floor and pairing this with a bird dog. So up there, balance is 100% the focus. I'm not really going for anything else. Whereas down here, balance will come into play, but we also do want to activate our core and get all those muscles working properly so that you guys can get that work in there. So we're getting down onto Same position that we were in for that adductor opening one that we just did. So all four position. Want you guys to flex your toes up into the floor like so. And then we're going to extend right arm and left leg and bring them in and not touch them down on the floor and extend them out. And we're going through 10 reps on each side. Now, before you go anywhere, something that helps in this one is to do a little bit of a crunch. Bring your ribs and pelvis together slightly. So that way when you extend, we don't end up arching our back like this. So same idea here. Eyes open, do a few reps, and then shut your eyes and see if you can complete however many more you need to make it 10. Let's try this. See if this one is more manageable. So we're going through trying to hold our balance, not touch the floor, extending that arm and leg up. And we're going through 10 on this side, and then you can switch, and we'll do 10 on the other side. Trying to lead with your back heel, kicking that heel towards the wall rather than pointing your toe. We want to flex that foot up. And doing 10 of those. Okay. So, like I said, you guys, this is us. We're going to go through 2 more rounds of this. Back up into our single leg deadlifts. Now, in theory, as we go through these sets, we're waking up all the little stabilizers, waking up our mind to muscle connection. So it should be getting a little bit easier, more manageable to do this. But just work with whatever you got, and remember that safety is the most important. Okay, so it's not worth it to, shut your eyes and fall over and hurt yourself. If that is any kind of feeling that you have, get yourself a wall. Let's try this. So we're gonna go 10 and 10. Let's go. So again, see if you can find your balance with those eyes shut first. Woo-hoo, my right side is so much harder than my left. And then we will eventually, maybe you need to use that hand slightly, just for that reminder. Or maybe you just want to stand on this leg and go through the range a little bit shorter. So maybe not going all the way down. Woo! All right, let's do it. Let's guys focus. So 10 and 10. There you go. So we'll try our best to keep it as even as possible on both sides. And if you're like me and you have one side that is significantly harder than the other, I would highly suggest that you start on that harder side on your last set, because you guys do have one more. So once we're done these guys, we're going right into the bird dogs. Little to no rest in between, just the time that it takes you to get down on the floor. There you go. Good job, you guys. So as a standard in those bird dogs, we want our shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips stacked over the knees, and we want to be about shoulder width and hip width apart. Something that we can do in these to really crank it up a notch, for those of you who find them a little bit easy, what you can do is think about narrowing out your base of support. So we would take our hands and our knees and I would bring them closer together. And what that's going to do is kind of create like a tightrope effect, because we're bringing everything in and closer. So I'm essentially going to be balancing on a more narrow position, and it's going to be a lot more challenging than if I have a wider position. On the flip side, if you are unable to hold your balance, you can't keep that knee up between each rep, something that you can try is just adding a little bit of width, widening up your hands or your feet or knees rather, and it will just make it feel a little bit more stable. That's what you want. So get up there and get your final set in, 10 and 10, down here, 10 and 10, and then it is time for a big old conditioning circuit, woo, which we have a timer for, which is nice. You don't have to count. Yay. All right. So take your time with this stuff. The slower you go, the harder both of these are going to feel. The longer your body is going to be in those positions. Balance, instability feels a lot harder. So we'll finish up this last set here. You guys have time. We have about 2 minutes until we really should be starting the start button on the timer. It's going to start a circuit. So all right, so last set, you guys, let's do it. The last one, trying to really tap into that balance. See if you can get it going on. Awesome. Good with you guys. All right, so breathe through this last set here. I am going to move you guys on here in about 30 seconds. So please finish up and get yourself set up for this next part here. There will be some optional equipment. So if you guys have dumbbells and or bands, you really only need one. I'm going to show you how to do this with either or, the dumbbells or the loop bands. And I'm using an 8-pound set of dumbbells, and I wouldn't go, 8s, 10s, maybe 12s, 15s, 20s maybe for the guys if you have options in terms of weights. But besides that, you don't really need any of this. I also have an option that does not require any equipment. So we are going to get you guys moving on to the next part. The main part, the main course of today's workout, which is off of this timer, which is set for 24 rounds because we have 6 exercises, 5. One is a double-sided one, but that many rounds that we're going to go through, and you guys have 4 sets of this. We're going to be on this timer for 60 seconds on, 20 seconds off between every single exercise. Yay, nice contrast from yesterday if you guys were here where there was no rest in there. So this is going to be us, and we're going to go through these 4 rounds of these 5 exercises through this, and then we are going to be done. So this first round is really kind of like a warm-up round. We don't really have to push ourselves the hardest. We're more just trying to find our pace and figure out how hard we can push our body in these movements. So we're going to start you guys off on the timer. I'm going to press start after I show you this first movement, and then I'll show you the other ones on the timer within that 20 seconds of rest. So the main thing that you need for this is just the space of your mat. This first one's going to be our high knee to side lunge. So for 60 seconds, I'm going to be on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, into this side lunge. Come up, 1, 2, 3, 4, into the side lunge. That's going to be me for 1 minute. And then we are going to walk it off for 20 and then do the other side for the next minute. You guys ready? As ready as you're ever going to be. All right, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Low impact, friends. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 in this march and then into that side lunge. Yep, let's go. So we're trying to move the arms, opposite legs, going through this one side, working with whatever depth we have. So ideally, I want you guys coming down, get hips back, trying to get to 90 degrees. If you have sensitive knees, maybe your legs are not going to make it, you don't have to sit as low. So we have 20 more seconds on this side. This is definitely one of the longer ones of the circuit, probably because you have to do it kind of twice in a row, both sides. So just pace yourself 10 more seconds here, and then we'll take a little rest period. 3, 2, 1. Okay, good job, you guys. So we have this 20 seconds, which right now and in this first round might feel like quite a bit, like you might just be standing here a little bit antsy to start your next round. But take this rest, and believe me, on the Second, third, and fourth round, you are gonna really want this rest. So come on over to the other side, lift up that leg, let's go. Let's get to do the coordination. So we want 4 of those knees into that side lunge. We've talked about these side lunges often on our leg days where we want that knee to line up right over top of our foot. We don't want to be in here or anywhere else. We want to have that knee pushed back so our hips are going back and in line with that foot, that ankle. 30 seconds. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good job, you guys. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Breathe through it. High knees. I know. No. 10 seconds left. We got this. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice work, you guys. Okay. So the next one is down on the floor. We're going to go into a long lever plank walkout. So you guys are going to be in a plank position. We're going to be walking out into the long lever, walking into the plank, walking out to the long lever, into the plank. So get on down here. Make sure you're on your mat, strong plank position, and then we'll walk out. And the further out we walk, the harder. Now, for me, if I was to walk off my mat, most likely what would happen is my mat would slide out from under my hands. So I'm just going to use the distance of my mat, walk out, walk in, and just try to control my hips and keep them stable. If I wasn't on a mat, if I had like a rubber floor or something, I might be able to take a few more steps out. But again, safety is really important on this one, that you guys are not making this unsafe. And sometimes if you are on like a slippery floor, your shoes are slippery, it can become unsafe because we don't want to just slide out. We want to be in control. 20 seconds left. When in doubt, just hold the plank. You can even be on your forearms if you really need to. Just don't let your knees touch down. 15 seconds left. Yes, you guys got this. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Okay, good job. Moving on. The next one. So the next 2 are incorporating some optional equipment. I'm going to be doing a thruster jack where I hold this weight sideways like this, and I jump out and push the weight up. You definitely do not have to use a weight. You could go hands, or if you have a band, you can hold a band here, and let's go. Let's do it. Now with this one, we don't want a heavy dumbbell. 8 pounds, maybe 10 pounds is the max that I would ever go, because we're jumping and we're pushing up at the same time. And if it's too heavy, that weight is just going to go in places you don't want it, like our lower back. The idea behind it is just to make our upper body work along with the jumping jack of the legs by having the arms move up and down. So you don't need much weight. And if you only have heavyish weights, just hold nothing or grab your water bottle or something else instead. 20 seconds left. Let's do it. Of course, my low impact friends, you know what's up, I hope. Just this nice tap to the side, raising the roof with the dumbbell or the hands. 10 seconds left. Let's go, let's go. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Time. Nice work, you guys. Okay, so you can put those dumbbells down, put that band down, but they are going to go right back up. If you don't have dumbbells or a band, I would suggest you grab a towel or something to hold over your head, because that's what's up for this next one. We're going to stick these hands, and you guys can't quite see them, but they are going to stay straight and above my head, and I'm going to walk forward, and then I'm going to walk backwards. And if I have more room, I could take more steps. But the goal is just me trying to keep my arms straight and above my head the entire time. So if you don't have dumbbells, what you can do is grab yourself a band, hold it in each hand, and pull it apart so that you get that tension on your upper body. We want our belly button being pulled into our spine so we're not arching our back. Even the opposite of that, we want to kind of tuck under a little bit so that we feel our core the entire time in this. And that's where you're going to get this little sneaky core work in here, but you have to think about it. It doesn't just happen if you don't. So we're walking, and if you don't have much space, you don't even really need to walk. You can even just lift legs in place. The idea behind actually moving those, it does kind of throw off our stability a little bit. 3, 2, and time. Nice work, you guys. Okay, so put them down. Last one we're going to do is back down in a plank position. It's going to be our plank jacks. So preferably, I'd have you guys do this on your hands like this, jumping your feet out side to side. We've done a lot of stuff on our wrists, from yesterday's push-ups to today's other stuff. So if you feel like there's been too much on your wrist, feel free to do this from your forearms. But we are jumping our feet in and out. If you need to make this low impact or a little bit easier, we can tap. And again, when in doubt, just stay in this plank. Because that's the most important, is that you are doing something and you are not just down on your knees pondering your life. We want you to keep breathing, keep working through this. 30 more seconds. Whew, this one. So pace yourself. If you're jumping your feet in and out, we're trying to control that bounce in our hips. We don't want our hips lifting and lowering too much. Definitely never sinking below that nice strong plank position. 15 seconds left. Go, let's go. Good job, you guys. Come on now. 5, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Okay. That was our first set of this conditioning circuit. This is not a drill. So we have 3 more rounds of this stuff, and then we are done, and we're going to have a nice stretch focused on our hamstrings, which I know some of us really enjoy. All right, second set. Here we go. So we're back to this first one. Like I said, that first set was kind of a warm-up set. We were kind of figuring out these movements, showing our body what to do, and now your body knows what to do. So we can really try to push ourselves, work a little bit faster, a little bit harder in these. We're working with these. We're trying to really get our knees up into that high knee position. And on the flip side, if you feel like you're not going to make it, you can always sub for a butt kick jog instead of a high knee, because it does take less energy to butt kick than it does to high knee, which is why I want you guys to high knee. 15 seconds left though. Just want you to keep them. Let's do it. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good job. Okay. We're walking. We're breathing. Grabbing some water if we want it. Bringing ourselves over to the other side so that we don't forget what side we did. Take some of those deep breaths. Starting the second side. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's do it. Second set. Woo-hoo. Nice work, you guys. Pace yourself halfway there. It's on this side. Let's do it. Try to get those arms and legs connected, trying to mimic whatever you did on that first side. Same intensity, same energy. Let's get it. 15 seconds left. Let's go. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Second time. Those ones. It's done. All right, you guys are down into a plank position to do that long lever plank walkout. So let's get down here. So the long lever, that word ever confuses you, that phrase, that is us having this position in our plank. So normally our shoulders are stacked over top of our wrists. Putting that long lever into the plank is having more space between where your shoulders and your rather than moving in and out, as it's going to make this extremely harder if you just hold that position, that harder position. 15 seconds left. Boop. And same rules apply for this one because you have to do this 2 more rounds. But at any point you're starting to feel too much stress in your wrists, just don't do it. Just go down on your forearms. It's totally fine down there. It's actually a little harder. Okay, good job, you guys. Woo. Stand it up. We're going to move on to the thruster jacks. So we'll grab onto that dumbbell, onto that band. Now, if you're someone with lighter dumbbells, let's say you have those cute little 3s and 5s at home, you can always use 2 dumbbells instead of 1. I'm just using 1 sideways like this because if I use 2 8s, this would be too heavy and I would start to feel my lower back. And at any point, always go through the low impact version. If your shoulders are not going to make it, because I understand, you guys know tomorrow's upper body too, you can always take out every second press and just work with the feet on either the low or high impact. 30 seconds. And I'm giving you guys all these options because you have to do this 2 more times. You know the drill. It's most important. You just keep going, even if it's doing lower impact or easier version. It's better than stopping. 15 seconds. Let's go. Nice work, you guys. Come on now. 3, 2, 1. Time. Good work. Okay. We have that overhead carry. So we're going to take our dumbbells, take our band, and if you do not have either of those, preferably maybe a towel in your hands, just something to help create some tension up there. We're going to stick our arms over our head, those dumbbells with that band, and here we go. You guys can walk forward, backward. If you have more room, I mean, ideally, I would have you actually walk around the room or maybe do a loop or a circle or something. I'm doing forward and backward. I guess walking backwards is kind of challenging on the brain, but it's really just because this is all I have room for. This is all the space I have. And so this is what I'm going to do is just forward and then backward. Just making sure nothing is in my way. Trying to keep those arms strong, but shoulders relaxed, core tight, so we're not arching through our back. We want to pull it in here, try to squeeze the butt, 20 seconds. Straight arms. I know sometimes we want to bend. You guys got this. 10 seconds left. Keep them up there. Chest up, shoulders down. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Okay. Plank jacks. Put those weights down. Get yourself down into a plank position. You're going to plank jack it out. Make sure nothing's in the way. All right, you guys. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we're going through these ones, pacing ourselves. These ones are definitely really easy to like go super fast in, and then you get halfway and you have to stop. But this is very, very essential that you guys hold the plank, regardless of what's going on with jumping your feet in and out. If you feel at any point like you're not going to make it, just turn it into the tap and just hold. Just stay there. You got 30 more seconds to just be there. Let's do it. This exercise is going to take us to the end of our second set. 2 more rounds, and we are done. Woo! 10 more seconds here. Take a couple deep breaths. 1 more. 3, 2, there. I want the exact same thing on the other side. So take a couple deep breaths. Bring it on over. Get yourself ready. So you are starting in 3, 2, 1. So same energy, same intensity. We want the feet and the hands moving together as quickly as you can. You're in as much control as you can be. Let's go. Nice work, you guys. We have 30 seconds left. You guys are halfway through. Second last set. Nice work, guys. 20 seconds. Come on. Pace yourself. Push yourself. This jumping stuff always Makes my hair fall out. My ponytail, my buns. 10 seconds. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't stop. 3, 2, 1. Now you can stop. Nice work, you guys. All right. Right. Planking. Some sneaky core work in here today. I was not kidding. No joke. Long lever plank walkouts. Let's get down here. So we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So strong plank. We want to squeeze our butt. We don't want to have any sort of dipping happening or lifting happening. We're nice and strong, pushing up onto our toes. And then we'll see if we can walk out. Maybe hold it out here for a second. Find that uncomfortable shake you're feeling. And then walk it back in. Or if you feel up for the challenge, walk out and just stay there. And just hold it. See if you can hold it for 30 more seconds. Because that is how much time we have left. This timer is going to be. And you guys can stop this one. But until then, you have to keep holding this plank. Yes. Because I know you can. And I know it's not easy and you want to stop. Just keep going. You'll feel way better if you do. 15 seconds. Yes. A couple more deep breaths. We'll be there. 5, 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Good job, guys. All right. Thruster jacks. Yes. Or I'm so sorry. You guys, yes, thruster jacks. See, this is why I write things down, because sometimes my brain gets a little excited about the next one. Okay, thruster jacks, 1 dumbbell. See, you can still grab 2. And let's go. So we're raising the roof with our hands, with our band, with our dumbbell, whatever it is. Your low impact. We are moving as quickly as we can. Now this one is very easy to just find kind of one speed to just follow and go through. But if you do push yourself, and if you do think about consciously moving your feet, legs, and arms faster, you're going to get your heart rate up higher. You're going to get more benefit out of doing these jumping jacks. So try to push yourself. 20 more seconds left. Push yourself so hard that you actually earn your rest, and you need to stop at 20 seconds. You have 15 more to achieve that. Let's go. Come on. Move your hands, move your feet. Come on, you guys. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay, so you can put them down very briefly, because we're going to pick them right back up and put them over your head in 10 seconds. So we're going to walk around in this overhead carry. So straight arms, sitting right above our shoulders, and let's go. So we're trying to find that stability, keeping our arms and our body as still as possible. And you'll feel with your steps that you want to sway and the dumbbells want to move. And that's the whole goal here, is you keeping them completely still. Like no movement at all. Like you're resting a glass of water up there, and if you move, it's going to fall and break. I want you guys to keep it that still. 30 seconds left to find that. Core in. Think about it. Pull your belly button in. See what happens. You'll start to feel some stuff happening in your core, which is the work that I want you guys to get. You have to think about it. 15 seconds left. Yes. Come on. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Put them down. Good job, guys. All right. Plank jacks. And then here we are on the last round. We're just going to get through these 60 seconds of plank jacks. Last set. And it's done. Stretching time. Done time. All right. Starting in 3, 2, here we go. So with the plank jacks, we can think about taking smaller hops, but more of them, faster ones. And the goal here, yes, you're going to get some core from just having to maintain that plank and control your hips from dipping. But your cardio, having to jump your feet in and out, the faster that you can do that, the higher, again, that heart's going to get up, the more you're going to get out of this. So let's make that happen for ourselves. So rather than big, slow hops, think about small, fast ones. 30 seconds left. Come on, you guys. Let's do it. We're setting the standard right now for what we're going to try to follow in our third round. So really push yourself. Right here. 10 more seconds. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Good job, you guys. Okay. Okay. Third set is done. One more to do. And then we're done. We're going to stretch. The nice stretch going on here. It takes us about 6 to 7 minutes. And then you guys are free to go and get on with your day. We got to get this last round. And it just started. Last set. Come on. Final one. Giving it everything. All of it. Right here. Right now. Do not save any gas in your tank. You want to use it all on this final circuit. Right now. Let's go. Good work, you guys. Arms and legs working together. 30 more seconds. Find your pace and build up on that pace. Okay, and no one is going to stop. If you need to stop, go into the low impact and just keep moving on these. Even if you're just doing this marching pace, I don't care. I just want you guys doing something for 10 more seconds. So let's go. Try to do the whole thing as strong as you can. Strongest last rep right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Good job. All right. Good job. Now we have to do that on the other side, and then we can be done with this one. I know this high knee to side lunge is not everyone's favorite, but it is a good one. We get the cardio, we get a little bit of sneaky legs, sneaky mobility. Are you ready? Here we go. I don't need to sell you on it. You're doing it anyways. Let's do it. Last set. So try to move those hands and feet, arms and legs. Let's go. Good job, you guys. We are halfway there. 30 seconds left on this one. Okay, we are so done this one. Come on. 20 more seconds to push yourself. There it is. 10 seconds. Yep. One more. 3, 2, 1. Time. Honey, side lunges done. Good job, you guys. Okay, so we are going to take this 10 seconds here. Take a couple of breaths. Make your way down onto the floor to do our last 4 exercises. Next one's that long lever plank. You ready? Let's go. So we'll try to see how we feel. You can hold it a little bit longer out here on this set. If you're feeling up for it, try holding it there the entire time. Just staying out in that long lever position, trying to breathe. And when you feel like you're not going to make it, you can walk those hands back in. Maybe you can muster up the strength to walk them back out. But you have 30 more seconds to play around in this plank position, in and out. Let's do it. Trying to make yourself uncomfortable, but still in control, not out of control on this one. 15 more seconds left. Let's go. Let's go. Got 2 more deep breaths. This time is going to beep. You can flop down on the floor and get back up here. And time, because you are up in for your thruster jacks. Okay. Good job, you guys. Yes, I know this stuff does creep up on you. So grab your dumbbells, grab your band, hold it sideways. We're going to go into these jacks, feet together, arms in. 3, 2, here we go. Last set of them. This is it. This one. One more. We are done. There it is. Good work, you guys. So please yourself. Try to keep your breath flowing. You know our breath really does help with strength exercises. It also really does help when we're doing our cardio to just remember to breathe in and out. Taking deep breaths, which is going to help us control our breathing as well. 20 seconds left. Come on. Get as many of these in as you can, okay? I want at least 10 more because you guys have 10 more seconds. See if you can get 10. Go. Come on. Yeah, you gotta hustle for them though. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Okay. Okay. Overhead hold and walk is the next one. Starting in 10 seconds. So go grab that second dumbbell, your band, whatever you are going to use for this one. Put them up, bring them up, and let's go. So strong core. Trying to keep our arms straight. And breathe. So yes, your shoulders will probably start to sneak up on you. But more than anything else, in this overhead hold and carry, you're most likely going to feel all the muscles in your upper back and your mid back. All of this is going to start to kind of cramp up. And that's what we're going for here, is you working through and just holding through that kind of crampy feeling in your upper body of having to hold your arms above your head for this long. 20 seconds left. Come on, you guys, you have this. This is the kind of burn that you can work through. You can breathe through this. You just have to essentially force yourself to. 10 seconds left. You're really not going to make it 90 degrees. Try to push it back up because you have 3, 2, 1. Nice. Put them down. I know that was way harder than it looks. The last one is the plank jacks. We're going to finish on the floor. 60 seconds of these. Yay. You guys ready? As ready as you'll ever be. All right. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we're going through this final set. These plank jacks. Just going to take us to the very end of this big old conditioning circuit. There it is. Good job, you guys. So keep those hips low and keep breathing in this one. Try to control the bouncing that's happening in your hips up and down. Don't let that happen. 20 seconds left. Got this. There you go. Get smaller hops, but more of that. See how many more you can get in the 15 seconds that you have. Try to go for at least 10 more. In and out. Yes. Come on. Go. Let's go. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time. And you guys are standing up and walking it off for the very last time because our big conditioning circuit is done. Yay. So we're going to take a minute, 2 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes to rest and cool down right now. So you guys can stand up and walk around the space that you have. Grab your water, ingest it, drink it. Let your heart rate come down. Take some deep breaths to just allow your body to chill out a little bit because we are going to go into some static stretches, specifically one. I'm going to show you guys a couple other if you want to do those ones too. But we're going to focus on stretching out our hamstrings. For this stretch today, I'm going to be using a band. Now, I will show you guys an option without the band, and I have a pretty strong band here. A belt, a towel, anything will work for this as long as it's quite strong. We're going to be using this to stretch out our hamstring. If you guys need a couple more minutes still to just cool down and rest, please do so before you join me on the floor. But I'm going to get down here and show you guys what we're going to do with this. So if you need to kind of search your space and house for something to use, then you can do that now. So what we're going to do is be laying on our back here, and I'm going to use this band to pull my foot in. So I want it to be not too stretchy. If it was my lighter band, this might not work so well. So like a belt or a towel or something long like this will work. So you guys can get set up. And if for some reason you don't have anything like this, then we can do this with just the use of our hands, which is fine. Not as ideal and comfortable as having something extended, but it works if you don't have anything to use, okay? So as you guys start to feel a little bit more normal, like you can pull down those conversations without, hot and heavy and breathing and unable to talk, you can come down here and we're going to go into this hamstring stretch. So we're going to do 2 sets of this on both sides. We'll start off with whatever side you want. I'm going to start off with my left leg. Now the first step is to lay on our back with our knees bent up like this. We want the back of our hips down into the floor. Lower back is down into the floor, but we're not like working too hard to push it down because we don't want to worry about our core, but we don't want to be arching our back or having our hips lift off the floor. So we'll lift up one leg and we'll try to straighten it and just see where it ends up. Now for some of us, we might be way down here. For others, we might be here. Some of you might have really good flexibility and be able to go straight up. I am about right there. So what I'm going to do is loop my band around my foot and find that position. I'm flexing my foot up towards my face rather than pointing my toe, and that's going to help me get more stretch through the back of the calf and the back of the hamstring. So I'm holding this here, and I'm just holding my band in so that the foot stays still. And we're going to hold this here and just feel that tension for about 10 seconds. Just breathe into that stretch. Again, foot is flexed up towards our face. And if you don't have the band, you can just hold your leg in like this, because most likely you won't be able to reach your foot if you're not so bendy. And we're going to hold this here. Now, once you've started to feel that tension, we're going to take this leg, big inhale, and then exhale, and try to kick it down into that band. Now, it shouldn't move too much, but we're activating all those muscles, and we're going to hold this for 10 seconds. And I'm actively kicking the leg down into the band. And then I'll exhale and release that kick and see if I can bring the leg up a little bit further into that stretch. Now you might not gain a lot of range, but it just might feel more comfortable in the same position. We're going to do that 2 more times. So big inhale and then exhale. You can kick that leg down. And shouldn't move too much. If your band is too bendy, the leg's going to move too much, and you might want to just, again, use your hand. Just kick into your hand like this. And then, again, you can relax and see if you can pull in that foot a little bit closer. So we'll do that twice on this leg, and then you guys can switch and see what's happening on the other leg. So, again, first things first, you can kind of just assess where you want to be with the straight leg. Then we can add in, loop that band around, and then we'll hold this here, tension. Now you'll probably find one side feels a little tighter than the other, which is completely normal, but we'll try to just keep it as even as we can, as we always do with pretty much everything. So we'll find that stretch about 10, 20 seconds. Big breath in, and then you guys can exhale, and we'll extend that leg down. And because I'm using a band, I actually like to hold it a little bit closer so that my foot does not move as much. And then again, 10 seconds, we can exhale and see if we can get that leg a little bit more comfortable. Ideally, it is straight, not completely locked out so that we're putting stress on the joint, but so that we're feeling the stretch through the back of the leg and maybe through the back of the calf. Okay, so again, we're doing that 2 times. We're holding for 10 seconds and then releasing into that stretch. You guys do your second one if you have not already. I kind of lost my train of thought. And then we are going to sit up and reinforce what we just did. So we should be feeling a little bit more comfortable throughout the hamstrings. We're going to sit up into this position with my feet sent out wide. My foot's a little bit cut off here, but that's okay. The width of your feet will depend on how mobile you are, how flexible you are. If you're more flexible, you can have your feet more narrow. Most importantly is that our back is straight. So if I'm rounded like this, I might want to widen up my feet so that I can sit up more straight with my back. So once you find your optimal position, which might be a little wider than this, maybe more narrow, whatever it is, and toes are pointed up, hands on the floor, with a straight back, we're going to try to walk our hands forward until we start to feel that same similar tension through the back of the legs. And then we're going to just hold this here. So coming back up in just about 10 seconds. And on this next time, we're going to walk out, but rather than keeping our nice posture, we're going to round through our lower back. See if we can walk our hands a little bit further. And this time I'm rounding my back. I'm not worrying about sitting up so straight. And we're going to hold this here. So it should not be painful. If it's painful, just back off a little bit. Shouldn't be any pain, maybe just tension. We'll hold this here. Stretching out the hamstrings. And then we'll walk back up. So there are 2 more stretches that I'm going to leave you guys with. And the second most important one, the one that I would highly suggest that you guys do, is hello, your half kneeling hip flexor stretch. Because what we just did in this workout here involved a lot of muscles through our core and our hips, whether it was direct or indirect. And so you might be feeling quite worked throughout the front of your hips. And just to counteract all of the work that we did, we'll want to stretch them out, spending about a minute on each side, taking your time in this pelvic tilt. You can squeeze your butt on this back side to make the stretch feel more. Extend your arm if you want. So this is probably the most important one that if you have any time to do anything, you should probably do this one for your hip flexors. A minute on both sides. And of course, if you can hold it longer or if you can complete more than one set, it's going to give you more benefit. So if you guys have time, if you have another 5 or 10 minutes that you want to spend towards stretching, your body's nice and warm, it's the perfect time to stretch, and it will benefit from it. So 60 seconds here on this one, and then the other one that you might want to do is for your calves, because we did so much jumping around today and yesterday. You might be feeling kind of tight throughout your calves. And if you were feeling your calves more than your hamstring on that stretch we just did there, that's an indicator that you probably should do this stretch before you get on with your day today, which is this one up here. So it's this lunge position, and I'm leaning forward against the wall, getting that nice stretch through that lower bottom leg, the calf. So again, 60 seconds on these ones. You guys are done with me. Thank you so much. Thank you, Candice and Sean, for joining me live. You guys rock. I will see you guys hopefully soon, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye. And my replay watchers, you guys are so awesome. Good job. Thank you for joining, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you soon, maybe live or replay. Bye.